Facebook, what's good? I am trying a new live setup tonight. So when you come in, I really need for you to chime in and let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, if my words are matching up with what my lips are doing. I need you to step in and let me know what's good if you can hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me as you join. Say hello as you come in the house. Say hello. Hey, Tamika. Hey, April. Hey, Eddie. As you come in, please say hello and let me know that you can hear me. Can you hear me? Trying a new setup. Good. April can hear me. Trying a new setup tonight. Instead of going off of my phone, I am now using my computer. The Wi-Fi act like it wants to be on some act right tonight. So I'm excited. Thank you, Eddie. Hope all is well with you as well. My Wi-Fi is acting all right tonight, so I'm pumped. Thank you guys for joining in. If you come in the house, please say hello. My saying now is don't come in the house and not speak, right? So tonight we are talking about whether or not you are too prideful to ask for help. All right, so Lanisha, where did this topic come from? It came from me. But before we jump into the nitty-gritty of why I'm asking you this question, let me let you guys know exactly what it is that I'm doing. I am officially on day 32 of this Go Live challenge. A month ago, somebody was like, hey, you trying to go live every day in December? And I'm like, why not? I started a little bit early, which is why I'm on day 32 when it's not obviously 32 days in December. But I started a little bit early and I've been really hanging in there and going live for 32 days strong. Here I am back in front of you guys again. If you have never watched one of my videos, allow me to introduce myself. I am Lanisha. I am an author, writing mentor, and the founder of the Pretty Geeky Kids Club, which is an education website. We have a holistic approach to fundamental learning, and we provide solutions that yield results. So as you come in, say hello. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay. I'm also trying this new thing where I'm looking at the camera, so I cannot see your comments right now. And it feels really weird, but we're just going to roll with it. So anyway, are you too prideful to ask for help? All right, so I'm asking this question because this question resonated with me at some point in my life, right? And not really that long ago, where I felt like maybe I was too prideful to ask for help. Maybe there were times in my life where I needed some assistance or I needed some clarity from an outside source, and I didn't want to ask because maybe I wanted to look like I had all the answers, right? So whenever I became a parent 8 years ago, even though I only have one child, for whatever reason, I feel like in my spirit, I maybe had been a parent before, maybe from babysitting my nephew, or maybe from watching episode after episode of The Cosby Show. Maybe I felt like I was some type of mothering connoisseur when the reality is I was not, right? So whenever my grandmother, back then she was living, when my grandmother would tell me something, I was kind of like taking it, but then it was kind of like going out the other ear because I'm like, this is a different year than whenever you were a parent. My mother was telling me something, same thing. I was kind of like taking it with a grain of salt. Even though I respect them with everything I have, I kind of just wanted to prove myself, I think, as a parent, and having them or giving them too much say-so in the things that I did in my son's life, maybe I felt like that would keep me from, really like spreading my wings in this whole parenthood thing, right? So, there have been times even more recently where my mom has told me things like, Lanisha, you need to start doing this now, or start doing exposing Corbin to X, Y, and Z now. And I would be like, well, the teacher isn't doing this, or the teacher isn't doing that, when I really should have been listening to my mom, because at that point in time, the teacher really was not really having a comprehensive curriculum, I guess you can say. He wasn't getting everything that he needed to get. And had I listened to my mom at that point, I could have avoided some of the things that I had to do later on to kind of get him back up with his classmates. But I think, again, it comes back to that being, not wanting to ask for help, right? And this summer, me and my brother got into a knockout, drag down argument. Like we was just going at each other, right? Because he told me I took things too personally. And I just didn't want to accept that. Like I thought that I could take constructive criticism. I thought that whenever somebody was offering something to me that, you know, I could take it, right? You know, it wouldn't bother me. But in that conversation, after we hollered at each other, we fussing and screaming, I realized he was right. I really do take a lot of things personally rather than looking at maybe the bigger picture. And I won't say a lot of things. I'll say very specific things that are close to me, right? I take them personally and I neglect to look at the bigger picture, right? So as I'm being a parent, I am taking personally that my mom is suggesting things for me to do. And I'm looking at it as, well, she's saying I'm not a good mom, or she's saying I'm not doing enough, when in reality, she just wants to make sure that we go above and beyond so Corbin is good, right? So I had to take myself out of the situation so that we could be everything that we needed to be for Corbin, right? And this really applies to so many areas in our lives outside of parenting, right? It applies to relationships or whatever else. But, you know, and I wrote a blog about this. Are you taking things personally when it comes to your child? And maybe we'll discuss that in another live. But today, I want to ask you guys, have you ever been too prideful to ask for help? Right? Have you ever been in a Lanisha situation where you felt like you wanted to really spread your wings and prove how good you were at doing something that you weren't really taking the constructive criticism, emphasis on constructive criticism that was being offered to you? Now, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this was not a planned live. This literally came to me a little while ago, not too long after I had a conversation with my mom, when she told me, she said, yeah, there was a point in time where, you know, I would offer some advice to you and you would kind of get offensive or defensive. And I said, well, maybe, you know, I'm just gonna hush. Now, imagine where I would be in life if my mom, who has a wealth of knowledge, hushed. Think about how that would apply to you in your life. Where would you be in life if the people who are really there for you, who are really showing up for you, who really have your back, if they hushed because you were taking something too personally, because you were too prideful to ask for help or accept help, because you was too concerned with spreading your own wings, right? Imagine how much your life would be different if that person stopped speaking up on your behalf, or that person stopped offering you advice, or stopped encouraging you or pushing you or suggesting things to you. Imagine where you would be, right? All right, so now how does this involve, where are we going with this, Lanisha? I'm coming back to your child, right? Because it's always about the child. When your child is going through things in school, do not be afraid to ask for help, right? People understand that that's your child. They understand that you birthed them, that you carried them for however long that you carried them. But at the end of the day, if somebody is around you who knows more than you, who can offer you something that you cannot give yourself or your child, have open arms. Have an open heart, have an open mind to what it is they are constructively suggesting to you, right? Do not be too prideful to ask for help. And some of you may be watching this like, Lanisha just tell all her business. She's just so honest. I'm going to tell you, and somebody has told me that one time before, that they, something about me being transparent. But the reason why I share this stuff with you guys is one, because it's more room out than in, number one. But two, in my own self-reflection, me and my child we have made progress, right? So, you know, in his performance in school, there's a lot of progress that have been made in me checking myself. So if I have to let another parent know what I've gone through and what I've experienced for your child to be in a better space, then I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So tonight, guys, I'm not going to stand before you long. I just want to ask you, are you too prideful to ask for help? And if you are, I am challenging you to check yourself and get out of that space. Get out of that space, because you really could be closing yourself off from somebody who could really help you get to the next level in life, get your child to the next level in life, simply because you're too focused on showing what you know. Sometimes it don't really matter what you know if what you know ain't helping you, right? So do not be too prideful to ask for help. Parents, chime in. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on tonight's live. Let me know if you're too prideful. Let me know if you've ever experienced this. If you find value in this live video, please like it. Please comment. Please share. I appreciate you guys showing up night after night to support me. I really do. And tomorrow, same thing. I'll be back again. And Mom, if you're watching, I have not looked at the comments. I'll check them after the video goes off. But Mom, if you're watching, thank you so much for everything that you do in my life. And I'm so glad that you did not stop stepping up and talking to me, because where would I be if I did not have you? All right, guys, thank you so much again for tuning in. Parents, let's connect. Click that link up top. Subscribe to the email list. And let's get better by learning, growing, and sharing together. All right, guys, good night.